Welcome to the Disney Hour Express podcast. I'm Abbie.
And I'm Rob. We are two hopelessly romantic Disney enthusiasts,
Sharing fun stories, secret tips, and family travel experiences.
If you are a Disney newbie, or maybe a season pass holder, we hope you find this information helpful.
We turned our love of Disney into a unique boutique travel agency that books Disney and Universal vacations.
We've got a lot of stories, so cozy on up, choose your favorite drink,
Whether that be a cocktail or a hot chocolate,
and enjoy the Disney Hour Express.
Hey, welcome to episode 66 of the Disney Hour Express. For my little, not little, for my extra enchanting, super fantabulous fantasy friends.
I want to know where you were going with that little
podcast pals.
podcast pals.
Yeah.
Like it's like a play set you'd get and bring into the bathtub and you play with my little podcast pals.
That's actually kind of funny.
Take it, suction cups, stick it to the side of the tub.
But then I felt like calling our Potineers little would not be very kind.
What? Wait, who's Potineers?
Our Potineers.
No, I did not sign off on this.
Oh, you should have.
And more importantly, the listeners did not sign off on this.
I want to hear from the listeners.
I haven't heard anything about it, so maybe they're okay with it. Maybe.
I think they love it. I think they love Potineers.
I don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea.
What else do you have?
Well, let's see. We had a little like fantasy friends.
It sounds like furries. Okay.
I feel like Disney fanatics has been used.
I don't like it. Needs to have two words blended together. It's just two words separately.
Happily ever afterers.
Oh boy.
Disney files. What if we call them the Disney phones?
Disney phones?
Disney phones, like headphones. No.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The adventure seekers.
See, this is what happens when we record after 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
Yeah, this is what you get. So what are we talking about today?
Well, today, this is something that I was surprised that you wanted to bring it up on air. So I'm a little confused, but I heard that you have mono?
Mono? What?
Yes, I heard you got mono.
I didn't get mono. I don't know what you're talking about.
You sure? Because you sent me notes about it.
I sent you notes about the monorail.
Oh, right.
Not mono, you crazy person. Let's talk about the monorail.
That was better the first time.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténgase alejado de las puertas.
Now, did they say please stand clear of the closing doors?
You know, I thought they did, but they don't. They say please stand clear of the doors.
Is that one of those, like, it's like a Mandela effect?
Please stand clear of the closing doors. Where is it that we hear that? Please, because it's somewhere else that we hear it.
I think it's in the monorail.
You do? Do you think I said it incorrectly? Is that what
I don't
you're
know.
saying?
I mean...
Huh.
Well,
in any case, we do take the monorails quite often. Next time we're there, we'll definitely have to look it up. Please stand clear of the doors.
Maybe that's right.
You don't want to get stuck in there. That would be crazy.
I mean, maybe you do.
No.
Why not?
Stuck in the door and then it just like zooms and you're just stuck there? What?
Stuck in like one of the cabs?
No, like in the door.
Oh, okay.
I know. Why would you want to do that, you weirdo?
Wow, after 9.
After 9, we go down this weird spirally path of craziness. So, did you know that Disneyland has a monorail?
I vaguely knew that.
Yeah, they do. It's kind of different than the Disney World one. So we should talk a little bit about the Disneyland monorail. It opened up on June 14th of 1959. And on the dedication day, so this was after the actual park had opened, right? And on the dedication day, they had a ribbon cutting ceremony that included U.S. Vice President Richard M. Nixon. and his family.
Richard M. Nixon.
Yes. And the monorail is part of the major expansion of Tomorrowland, which also included the submarine voyage and the Matterhorn bobsleds and the motorboat cruise. So kind of very, very cool that the vice president came for a monorail ribbon cutting ceremony. We heard, I saw on a video recently that the cutters, the scissors that they were using to cut the ribbon, actually they were wooden scissors, so they wouldn't actually cut the ribbon. So Walt had to go in there and like rip it. It'd be like,
oh really? It was like too strong?
Yeah, it was kind of like, whoops. So they actually have 2 monorail stations over at Disneyland. One of the biggest things that you will see is that at Disneyland, you have to have a valid ticket to ride the monorail, right? Like as if you're staying at going to the park. As for Disney World, you don't necessarily need one if you're riding to and from, because the gates are right at the entrance of the park, right? Where you would get your tickets.
So if you're going from taking the express from the ticket, the TTC, you don't need. Yes.
Right. Well, because they want you to still visit the resorts that are on the loop, right? You might be going to eat at one of the resorts, and you might take the monorail from the transportation center, but you don't necessarily need a ticket.
Oh, that's right. You don't need a ticket, but they do pat you down. They do.
Yes.
You have to go through a metal detector.
That's safety.
Okay.
But so that's a difference over at Disneyland. You do need a park ticket. Now you can catch a ride from inside Disneyland at the Tomorrowland station right above the Finding Nemo submarine voyage, or you can catch it, and that's going to go out to the other location, which is in downtown Disney District Station. So they kind of go back and forth. It's a really cool view on the Disneyland monorail because you actually get to see some behind the attractions areas, which I think is why the Disney World monorail was made the way it is, because you don't see anything behind the scenes at all. Whereas Disneyland is a little bit more, I would say, put smaller, I guess, and just where the location is. Like you're even like going over like major highways and things like that on the monorail. So you just see different things. It's a 2.5 mile loop, and in total it's about 13-minute round trip journey. And so you can expect it to come like every 10 minutes or so between the different monorails that they have.
Oh,
so it's good to know. It's cool. It's different. I don't know. That's pretty much it for there.
Did you know there's also one in Tokyo Disney?
I did know that, and I just discussed it the other day actually with our travel specialist.
Wow.
Because
what a coincidence.
They were looking to book Tokyo Disney, and Tokyo Disney is actually owned by not Walt Disney World. It's owned by a different company. I just wrote it down the other day, and it's out of my mind right now. But if we wanted to book a resort, we wouldn't be able to technically book the Disney resorts of Disney Tokyo. However, their monorail loop goes out to some other resorts that include some really great hotels, like the Sheraton out there, or even the Hyatt. And it's really, really cool that it goes all the way out. The monorail goes out that way, and it shows you Disney Sea and all sorts of different stuff. So
it's owned
very
by
cool.
the Oriental Land Company.
You're right. There it is, Oriental Land Company. So somewhere in my mind, I knew all that information, and it's just
a subsidiary of the Kelsey Electric Railway Company.
There you go.
Under license from the Walt Disney Company. How many more times can I say company?
Company. So back to the Disneyland monorail. This was the first transportation system of its kind in America, and it was really looked at as this optimistic fantasy, right? We're looking towards the future, and we want to see this, I can't say too much about, I don't know all the mechanicals of a monorail, I should say.
What, you mean you're not an engineer?
Nope, I'm not an engineer, as you can tell by me seeing the word mechanicals of a monorail. I don't know them, but I do know that it was supposed to be like this kind of like clean emissions, higher speed transportation that you can put multiple people on, right? So we're saving money, we're saving energy, we are using our resources. It's supposed to be, again, optimistic future ahead. So the current version combines the sleek styling of the 1959 classic with new technologies and subtle design changes. It's bringing this retro futuristic look and contemporary feel to the timeless Disneyland icon. Now, when you get onto the monorail at Disneyland, one of the differences is that your seats are like facing the windows, or some of the seats, I should say, because they have different seats that go in like L's. So you could be facing the front, you could be facing the back, but yeah, a lot of them you can face the actual windows, and the windows come down. You can actually get some air on that monorail, which is cool. There are windows on the Disney World monorail. They're just very small and easy to not see them because they're so little in the corners. But yeah, the today's Disneyland monorail is it just has a few lines. They have the red, the blue, and I think an orange. I'm not sure if the orange is still in operation. The system uses 600-volt DC power source and emits no direct exhaust or pollutants into the atmosphere. That was a really huge deal to Walt Disney. So
yeah, that's a fact. Right before Earth Day.
Right before Earth Day. Happy Earth Day. I love it. I love it that it all comes together. So that's a little bit about the Disneyland monorail. It's a really, I just think it's so cool that that's where it all started, these ideas. And then, of course, they brought it over to Disney World and made it even bigger and better, right? So Disney World's monorail opened on October 1st of 1971. It was opened when the rest of the resorts opened. Initially, it only featured 4 stations, which was the TTC, Ticket and Transportation Center, Disney's Polynesian Resort, and the Magic Kingdom and Disney's Contemporary Resort, right? So those were the places that it went to initially. And then they had our current monorail colors. Are you okay over there, my friend?
Nope.
The current monorail colors are red, coral, orange, yellow, lime, green, blue, silver, and black. Now, there were the pink and purple, but they were retired following an accident in 2009. This accident happened on July 5th, 2009. The pink and the purple monorail collided on the Epcot line near the Transportation and Ticket Center.
Oh, really?
Yep. So up until that time, 4 guests used to be able to sit in the front cabin with the operator. And after that incident, no passengers were allowed to be in the operator's cabin when the monorail is underway. Now, it used to be nobody could go there, period, at all. Mm-hmm. Now, back in 2023, I believe it was it 2023? Yes. In the beginning of 2023, our girls had the wonderful, fun opportunity of going into that operator's cabin, and they even got to blow the horn. Now, it was when it was stationed at the Polynesian Resort, and he was just waiting for guests to go on. And I was so delighted that he invited us into the cabin. It was cool. It was really, really neat opportunity. So, the other colors that had been retired were the peach and the teal. Those were also retired in 2011. One of the cool things to think about is that 50 million guests a year travel on the monorail. Each monorail can accommodate, or each cabin, I guess we should say, it can accommodate like 360 guests, which, I'm sorry, not cabin. So that would be the monorail and whole, but each cabin, it would break down to about 60 people per car. So that's a lot of people that they're trucking back and forth. The monorail is not super fast, but it doesn't really need to be. It reaches a maximum speed of 40 miles per hour during normal operations.
Oh.
Would you be okay with that? Just rolling around at 40 miles an hour all day long?
I mean, like driving?
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you now?
Too slow for me. I have a need for speed.
So now we know that the monorail had those 4 initial stops. Now then they added the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. That was the next one. So when that opened up, they do have the Magic Kingdom Express, and that's the service that runs counterclockwise around the outer loop, providing nonstop service between Magic Kingdom and the Transportation Ticket Center, right? So that's when you would maybe be an off-site guest. You'd probably want to hop on that express train and just go to Magic Kingdom that way.
Yeah.
Or you'd go on the one that the resort line that runs clockwise around the inner loop, and it would service Contemporary, Polynesian, Grand Floridian, and the Transportation Center, as well as Magic Kingdom.
Yep.
So then they've also got the Epcot line that runs for the Transportation Ticket Center just to Epcot. Now that's also on, that goes on a clockwise loop. Well, it's so funny because when we went on our AAP, and I know we've told this story before, we were trying to see the Journey of Water, like Moana's Journey of Water, and we were just like getting on top of garden sides, just trying to peek over that fence. And this really nice cast woman came over and said, you could get a better view from the monorail. Yeah. And I was like, oh.
That makes sense. Thank you for that. Now, I've never been on that monorail. I've never taken it.
I don't know that I know at some point in my mini trips, I have to have been on it.
Yeah, right? If you're going from the TTC to Epcot.
Yeah. Totally blows my mind, but maybe not.
Especially, I guess that's the quickest way to get to the Magic Kingdom from Epcot. Right? Just go to the TTC,
and
then get off, and then get on the Magic Kingdom one. So,
well, yeah, I mean, it's so cool. Now, let's say you don't necessarily need to go on the monorail for anything, but you really want to. Like we said, that you could go to all the resorts and see what's going on there. They have this thing called the Monorail Bar Crawl, and it's one of the most famous ways to explore all 3 monorail resorts.
This is unofficial.
Yeah, well, they say it's a Disney rite of passage to ride it and go to all the resorts. But if you're interested, let me tell you a little bit about where you would go. Stop 1, you could go to Disney's Contemporary Resort. They have the Outer Rim, which is on the resort's 4th floor. Now, we went to the Outer Rim. Did you enjoy your experience there?
It was all right.
Was all right. I think I was a little confused. I was hoping for a little bit of bar food or something with our drinks, which they really didn't. They didn't serve that at all. It was just drinks.
I had to go over and get something from the quick service restaurant in the Contemporary.
Yeah, so it was a little for us. I don't think we ever need to go back there. It was interesting. It had some nice views, but it was uncomfortable, and the drinks weren't phenomenal. But again, we're just trying to give you your Disney rite of passage. This is where you could go over there. They have all different kinds of cocktails, which are nice, but they also have some, they have the Steakhouse 71 Lounge, which we didn't go to.
We should have.
A couple of other things. Stop 2, you could go to Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. This is one of the places that I would really like to go one day. It's called the Enchanted Rose Lounge. It is themed after Beauty and the Beast, and it's supposed to be really beautiful. It has a French rose martini that I have been wanting to try. It just looks like fancy and sweet. Yeah.
I feel like we got to get dressed up to go there.
Yes, I kind of think that too.
I'm not going to roll in my sweaty park t-shirt that I've been wearing all day.
So yeah, you're right. I mean, and this is probably why. Plus, we're just like tuckered out at the end of the day. Stop 3, you could stop over at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort and go to Trader Sam's Grotto, or Grog Grotto is what they say. Trader Sam's for short. We're looking forward to going to Trader Sam's for a night. It's very, very cool interior. One of the most unique interiors I've ever seen. All sorts of, think of being in like a shipwreck and all the things you might see inside of a boat, but just like a little bit expanded. It's a very
dead bodies everywhere.
I guess.
Panic.
No.
Life vests.
More.
Thrown about. Med kits. Obviously, the illegal paraphernalia the captain was shipping.
I don't think I'd see any of those things. But they have a cool spiky pineapple, like kind of, it's taking after the Dole Whip. It's your spiky pineapple with mango rum, which is fun.
Now, I have a question.
Yeah.
When we attempted to do this monorail crawl, did we make it to all 3 locations?
We absolutely did not. We didn't. We had a really busy day that day too, and I think we were just kind of like, after going to the Outer Rim and not having any sort of food there that was like not just French fries from the
it, like threw us off.
So unfortunately, no, but
like, how lame is that? We couldn't make it to one more stop.
Yeah, no, I get it. But again, it would have been the Enchanted Rose that we didn't go to, and we were sweaty and disgusting.
Yeah, carrying bags around, souvenirs. Is that when I had the Mickey buckets, or
did we have our Mickey buckets?
I can't remember, but we did. Of course, being that we're excellent travel guides and travel agents, we also missed our stop.
And I think that's what really set us up to be tired, because we were like, all right, first stop, and then we ended up going around the whole loop again.
We were like, wait a minute,
just like,
was this the right?
I think we went the wrong way or something. Something happened.
We missed it, and we just took a ride around. We're done.
I mean, we're not the best at directions, but we're really great at telling you all the great things Disney has to offer.
Come book with us.
That's why we work on a team, folks. A big team. In any case, Monorail's super unique. Just hop on it if you can.
Yes. No, I agree.
Yeah, I think Rob's falling asleep over here, so I'm going to hand the mic over to him.
Well, did you know that for a long time, the Disney Monorail held the record for like the longest monorail track?
The Disney
World. The Epcot Loop.
No, I didn't know that, but I guess that makes sense, because most of the track is for Epcot, huh?
It was 14.7 miles.
No way.
But now it's been surpassed by a rail over in China.
I guess. Oh, China.
Yep.
Interesting.
Chongqing Rail Transit.
Okay.
It's 98.5 kilometers.
What?
Which is 61.21 miles.
Fabulous.
Yeah, and fun facts. I'm full of them. It's me, not ChatGPT.
Oh boy, ChatGPT.
Exactly.
Well, what else? What else we got going on?
So, over in the parks, we're taking a ride around. There's in Disney movie news, they're developing a Space Mountain movie.
Oh.
Right? So that's like obviously they came out with the Jungle Cruise in 2021. They came out with Haunted Mansion in 2023.
Okay.
And now they're developing Space Mountain. It's a little bit, it's like kind of stuck in development a little bit.
I mean, the theming for the ride is fantastic when you're going through, but the storyline, like, I have no idea what it's really supposed to be about.
I know. So that's where they can almost do anything. So it's just like, people going into space and anything. They just hired 2 new writers. So it's like a ways off. But I guess they're still going for it.
I've got it.
Of all the rides.
It just came to me. Okay. During our talk about Space Mountain, Pod Squad.
The Pod Squad. But that's just like, we need something that's exclusive to the Disney Hour Express, not just podcasts. So I get what you're saying. I like the direction that you're taking. Absolutely. I've come up with 0 ideas, so I'm giving you hats off for just saying anything.
Fine. Okay, back to Space Mountain. That's so interesting. I'm really excited. Now, when is this supposed to be? You said it's stuck in production.
Yeah, I mean, they just changed writers, so okay. It could get shelved still. But they're hiring writers, and they're well-known writers, Josh Applebaum and Andre Nemec. They've done a bunch of stuff. But yeah, so we'll see.
All right.
We'll be on the lookout for it. Or being that we are Boardwalk people, this is interesting news.
Ooh, do tell.
Blue Ribbon Corn Dogs had signs installed.
Ooh, so do they have their food menu up yet of what they're gonna? Oh,
they do not, but there's one of the signs says, and I know you're gonna love this because, well, it has like lemonade and strawberry. It has like a sign. It says fresh lemonade and strawberry. But then one of the signs says spicy Mexican street corn dog.
No spices. No, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Tonight we went out to dinner and we had these, obviously because we're vegetarians, we had cauliflower wings.
Which were fabulous.
They were, and it was like in the honey barbecue sauce. And like, so the girls were hungry and they wanted to try it because it was an appetizer that came out before their food showed up. And so, like, they tried it. It was like, it's spicy. Like,
but it wasn't. It was like...
Yeah, I know. Anyway.
I don't know. But
anyway, we're moving along.
I get it.
Everything is spicy to them. Over in the Prince Charming Regal Carousel.
Yes,
there's been some refurbishment going on there.
Oh, really? Has it been closed down?
No, they've never closed it, but they're closing off rows of horses.
Oh, okay.
So they're putting those covers over them, just like the time when we were there. And
there was a yucky incident that happened.
Yes, and so they had to throw these covers over it. So they're like roping them off and throwing over these covers. I don't know if it's just something they're painting them or...
I mean, I get that. They do have to give them a little touch up every now and then.
Every now and then, I get it. Makes sense to me. They're painting the facade a little bit, so that's just kind of ongoing. So if you see your favorite horse is not available.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, it just takes away the beauty of the magic when you see those yucky covers. Why couldn't they get something a little prettier, right? It's just these like black and blue tarps. Looks terrible. But
exactly.
What can you do?
Now, this is kind of this was actually a story that happened back in March, but it's always like Disney's incident reports are always like a month later of anything that goes on there. So this was over at Port Orleans in the Sassagoula River. There was a woman
I heard about.
Seen swimming topless.
Yes.
In the Sassagoula River.
Right. So we definitely heard about this. What was the outcome? Like, why?
Like nothing. It doesn't say that she was arrested or anything like that. But it's like somebody did record the video.
Yes.
Because that's what you have to do, right? Anytime you see anything, you have to record a video. Just like, now, the funny thing...
He rolled his eyes, guys. He's not serious.
What made this kind of stick out to me when I was reading about it was that they were saying that there's no... there's nothing exactly saying in any of the rules that you can't be nude. It's not expressly saying like no nudity on Disney property in public areas.
Huh. Okay.
So that made me kind of look up. So what it says is like the guest courtesy and attire policies. It says proper attire, including shoes and shirts, must be worn at all times. I mean, it's kind of,
Yeah.
Clothing that drags on the ground is prohibited in theme parks and water parks.
Okay.
Yeah. Clothing with multiple layers is subject to search. Not a problem if you're naked in a river.
Right.
But then this one, we reserve the right to deny admission to or remove any person wearing attire that we consider inappropriate.
Yes.
Or attire that could detract from the experience of other guests.
Right. So remember, this was like a really big deal for a little while where young women or women would show up to the parks with very scandalous tops, right? And then Disney would tell them like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, you can't wear that top. We have a free shirt for you to wear, to kind of, because Disney was trying to be nice and trying to not like cross any lines or boundaries there. And then people started to do it more because they wanted a free shirt. So now they no longer give out free shirts. They just tell you have to return to your vehicle. Well, you know what? And you're not allowed admittance.
I tell you what, I'm going topless the next time we go to Disney.
No, man. I mean, you do what you got to do.
No, I want that free shirt. So anyway, there's a lot of I don't know. I think there's a lot of legal gray area there, but again, it didn't look like the woman got arrested. So I think she just got told to put some clothes on. But also, it's like
in the Pascagoula, why are you in the river though? That's my other question.
So that's the other thing. There's nothing. It's saying like it's telling you that you could only swim in the pools.
Yes.
It's like not. It doesn't expressly say you can't swim in the Pascagoula River, but
aren't there like signs about crocodiles everywhere?
I mean, I wouldn't go anywhere near there. I don't know what's in there.
Think about like snakes and like all sorts of things that live. I don't know what's in there. Kind of Florida swampy water.
Yeah. So, well, he's crazy.
Ugh.
She crazy.
All right, Storybook Squad. Here we go.
Storybook Squad.
Yep.
The hours. The Express. Nope. I got nothing. There was a court ruling that just happened against for the Beauty and the Beast, the live action movie.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah, they said that there was a company that said that they had used their technology. It was called the MOVA.
Okay.
To help create the appearance of Beast's face, and that I guess they're saying that they weren't appropriately compensated for that. They're saying that because of that, the movie was a success. Because of that.
Because of that.
And then the judge like ruled in their favor, but they were originally asking for $38 million, and he only gave them about $345,000.
No, I just wonder, $345,000.
Yeah.
That's laughable. But also, like, this movie came out so long ago.
It was in 2017.
Has this been going on since then?
Yeah. Legal stuff.
My goodness.
So that was like the main thing there. The judge was saying that, they couldn't prove that it was solely from that. There was like so many different things. They were like, fans of the 1991 animated movie were going to see it. Emma Watson, who was a huge star, we're going to see it because of her. Like all these other, the story, the Disney brand, the music, the overall cast. It was just all these different things. He was like, you can't just say it's because of your technology. Anyway, that was just kind of interesting news, I thought there.
That is interesting.
Now, over in Disneyland, as we know, the Haunted Mansion is being refurbished.
It is.
So it's shut down.
Closed forever.
So they have rides there. There's construction walls up, but they still have kind of the, the fake, like tombstones, like on the burial walls and stuff. And now they've added, there's a like a Magic Band Plus. Like a sensor. You could go and like put your Magic Band Plus and it does something. I don't know what it does.
Oh, okay.
But it does. You could go there and it just gives you something else to do.
Okay. Yeah, while it's closed. Okay.
Let's see. You tap your Magic in, it will light up purple. The sound of a bird calling will also play. The tap point will flash green. 2 speakers between the gravestones then play a quick snippet of audio from the haunted mansion, like a sinister laugh or a line from the grimming ghosts.
Okay. So giving you your little fill of it. Yeah, I got it. That's cute.
And then my last story was back over in Universal.
Okay.
Tear down flyers.
Uh-huh.
Looks like it's closed.
Oh, why?
Like they're saying indefinitely.
Okay. So many things to say about Tear Down Flyers. I mean, one being like, I've never been able to go on it because they don't really just want adults going on it, which is like, why are you having this ride up in the sky that's so high for children?
For just
Not
kids.
a lot of children are going to want to go up there. Me, on the other hand, yes, I would like to try it. It's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So
you able to take a nice bird's eye kind of slow view of the park? Yeah.
You can't find the freaking entrance to it. I have circled around and around and around. You cannot. It's ridiculous. And then you find it and they're like, you don't really want to go on that. This is more of like a kid's ride.
So it says, actually, I'm looking at the sign. I have a picture of it. It says guests must be between 36 and 56 inches in order to ride.
Okay, well, cool. So I wonder what they're going to do.
Under, you have to be under 5 feet to get on the ride. But
you also have to be with your child. Like I can't just send my kid up there into the sky and be like, best of luck.
Oh, but then any guest over 56 inches must be accompanied by a child.
Yes,
yeah, figure, right? That's just funny. So anyway, so something happened. It wasn't scheduled for maintenance.
Okay.
And it just went down. So it's closed now. They just don't know when it's going to open. And they're saying that it's a pretty big
revamp.
Yeah, that they would have to in order to fix it. So who knows if it's also not like it's all these things that you just stated.
Yeah,
there's not a high demand ride. Yeah.
Nobody's going to miss that. But I wonder if there's opportunity to put something different there.
Well, I feel like they need, obviously they have the Velocicoaster and they have Jurassic Park to ride, but I feel like they could use something else.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
There's that. There's the dino, encounter with the puppets or animatronics or whatever. But yeah, they could use something else. It's dinosaurs, Put something else cool there.
Some dinosaurs. It's my favorite place to go. That's for sure.
Well,
anyways. Well,
so that's it. It's a somewhat short episode. Oh, one thing that I did want to talk about was obviously our episode 65 was our planning episode, right?
That's right, it was.
You got a glimpse of listening to us kind of plan our trip out. Yep. And the reason we were doing that was you should have a plan going into your 60 days.
Yes.
So that you can understand what you want to be booked either by yourself or a travel agent, but all the stuff that you want to book as you get to your 60 days when you're staying in a resort hotel.
Yes.
One of the things that we did was I kind of made a big deal hey, we're going to Hollywood Studios. We're going to book 2 reservations.
That's right, we did.
But then when we got to Epcot and we were just
throw it out the reservations.
I'm gonna book 3 of them, and we had zero reaction to it, as if it wasn't a big deal.
It is a big deal. Rob thought about it later and then went immediately pale, thinking about how much money he was going to be spending.
Wait a minute, we're doing 3 on Epcot. So we have since said and this is again part of it is that we're doing it before our 60 days. So that you can think about it and change your mind and be
yes.
Maybe I don't want to do all that. Yes. So we're not going to do the crepier.
Yeah, the crepier.
The creperie. That's what I meant to say. We're not going to do that in the morning just because we feel that we're going to be tired. And I don't know. There was all these things.
Yeah. So we have the benefit, I think, of our resort we're staying at this time does have a kitchenette in it, and a full fridge. So we're going to have our breakfast there most likely. But also we just needed to cut back a little bit, and that's a huge part of talking about what you want before your trip, and that you have those expectations set up and whatnot. So I think the fun part lately has been us unveiling each day to the kids, and we'll watch some videos on where we're going to go and what we're going to do. Now, we saw this YouTube video about the sci-fi dine-in, and I'm telling you, like, I was so excited about the food going in, and then I watched this video and these people just kind of tore apart the food, and I was like, oh man. But then we of course watched our favorite TPM vids, and he kind of said it was pretty great.
Yeah, I mean, I think they say for the theming, it's definitely worth it going. Whether or not you like the food, it's everyone's. It's dependent, yeah. Food is so subjective, so
it is. But pretty much. But yeah, French fries and we're fine.
we've been having the kids. Yeah, we've been watching Disney videos like every night during their spring break, because we're unfortunately we're all stuck at working, and we couldn't actually do anything fun for them. So
it's not true. We do fun things all the time.
No, we do nothing fun. We're like, just do your chores and go to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
We'll give you a piece of bread if you're lucky. That's what it's like around here. It's no fun whatsoever.
No fun.
Well, anyway, what is fun is talking to all you guys, and we appreciate it. If I wasn't sure that she would make me sleep downstairs on the couch, I would name this episode 66, Abbie's Got Mono. But yeah.
Well, what's funny is in the first take I was so very confused about what in the world he was talking about. It's like, what?
So we'll see what happens. I don't think it's going to go through.
I don't think so either. But we did do the monorail talk, and that was fun. And I hope that you guys do go on the monorails and enjoy it. Don't miss your stop like we did. And we hope this got you super psyched for your next Disney trip.
This has been a Family Travel Planner production.